I wanted to record a little video today to talk about taking residue from stickers and tape off of your products. And if you take one thing away from this video, I want it to be that these are not the same product. This is surface safe. This is for your average run-of-the-mill stickers, duct tape, things like that. This is an industrial solvent. This will peel the paint off of your car. So be careful what you're doing. What I have here is a guitar pedal. Overall pretty clean. But as you can see, somebody has taken duct tape at some point and attempted to cover up all of the LEDs. I think you can see the residue there on top of all these little black switches. This is a screen printed product. You can see all this lettering. They've laid some sort of mask over the top and then applied paint to it. If we were to use Goof Off on this pedal, I have no doubt that it would remove the lettering without a problem. Instead, we are going to use Goo Gone so we can remove the residue left over from the tape without damaging the lettering on the guitar pedal. Now, this person, in my opinion, very unwisely used duct tape to cover these lights up, where something less destructive, such as painter's tape, would have done. Also, lots of time when you're dealing with duct tape, it's going to be of the sticky variety. It probably stays sticky for years. This apparently is an old job because this duct tape is actually pretty dried and crusty, which makes it almost more difficult to remove. You can see I have just a little plastic scraper here with a razor edge. This is one of my go-to tools. I recommend everybody get something similar. Square paper towel, add a little bit of Goo Gone, apply it without fear of ruining the pedal to all of this hardened residue around each of these LEDs, and just give it a little bit of time. Eventually, it will soften the residue left over from the duct tape, and you'll be able to take your scraper and remove it off. It's going to take a little bit of elbow grease, but eventually, there you go. You can see it will come off. And without the risk of removing the lettering off of your expensive electronics. Scrubbing with a paper towel, which is actually a pretty abrasive material. You want to be careful if you're ever doing this on clear plastic or something where you might impart scratches to it. I could probably stop soon. I doubt anybody but me would notice. Okay, so I found one spot right there where there's some of this residue and it's not on top of any lettering. So I was going to maybe use that as an example of how effective this Goof Off can be. If you can see that little itsy bitsy piece, I've just freshly put some Goo Gone onto a rag, and I rub that thing, and it does not make a budge. So let's open up our can of Industrial Pro Strength Goof Off Remover. Take our same rag, add a little bit to it, and go at that same spot. Bam. Almost instantly removes it. You can see that it's a very, very effective solvent, but you want to be really careful about where you use it. So for those of you who made it all the way to the end of today's video, I wanted to add an additional tip. And that is when you are removing things like thrift store stickers, if you're a person like me, and they leave behind, let's see if you can see it there, these little splotches of residue. Slowly and consistently peel that away. So we have a bunch of that glue from the sticker residue left on there. I hope you can see that in the glare. A great way to get that off, especially something where you don't want to use solvent, where this is paper, is just to take the sticker that you have just pulled off and dab it against that, and it will stick to itself. It will prefer to stick to itself more than it will to stick to the box. And just by doing it that way, I'm going to pull this guy off. You can basically remove every last bit of that residue that was on whatever the product was.